A dolphin, a tiger, an apple, and a cheetah walk into Cincinnati in a whiteout. That's right, it's the AFC's last unbeaten team taking on the defending conference champs tonight. Best of the beat reporters joining us ahead of Dolphins Bengals. Mark Ingram, I think, trying to hang out with us at some point during the show from London ahead of Saints Vikings. And Eric Weddle is back with the grit list. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This Thursday night is exciting for a lot of reasons. You have Burrow versus Tua, you have Jamar and Tyreek. The stars will be on full display. But the thing I am most excited for is the white Bengal helmet.
Lap this town is going crazy. Thursday night, Bengals, Dolphins, Ring of Honor game, but forget all that. It's the debut of the white helmet.
Oh man, the white helmet, the all-white uniform, clean. It's unbelievable. They're going bonkers.
I'm so jacked, I'm not taking it off all week.
This is how I'm getting ready for Thursday night.
Breaking news, reports are coming in that local Tigers are very happy, while canines everywhere are sad.
Oh baby, you have the white Bengal uniform and then you have everybody else.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. White Bengal.
That's right.
Get that Tide pen out, Cincinnati, and hashtag wear white. I mean, let's go. Marissa Contepelli, Bengals reporter, who I love, making a cameo. Was that Vanna White making a cameo in this bad boy? Big thanks to the Bengals creative staff, their social media crew, all those creatives. Seth Tanner, I'm looking at you for putting together that incredible hype video ahead of tonight's action. It is a full-out whiteout, and I like the Dolphins. I do. Dolphins going 4-0 would make my heart sing. I'd be so happy. They would take on all these Titans in the AFC. But you know, I had to represent for this Bengal squad. I love them. I believe in them. I think they can turn it down if the Bengals defense can slow down Tua and this explosive Dolphins offense that has Tyreek Hill, who's mad, who's irritated, who's mad at Eli for things. We'll get into that. And if the Bengals O-line, of course, can keep Joe Burrow upright. That is a story that we've been talking about a lot. Maybe we'll watch this game play out a little bit differently. Boomer saying that the O-line affecting his game, not making him skittish. There's a lot of criticism of Joe Burrow at this point, including Chris Collinsworth. Not criticism, but just feedback of getting the ball out of his hands quicker. And so I'm hoping to see all of that happen tonight. This is a really important game to Cincinnati. It has nothing to do with the whiteout. You either take down the undefeated Dolphins and sit at 2-2 with consecutive wins, and nobody's talking about anything, and you're okay and you're riding the ship, or it is full Super Bowl hangover. People are saying it's real, and you're sitting ugly at 1-3. And if the Dolphins go 4-0, I mean, my goodness, wins over the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bills, and maybe the Bengals. Insane. All talk this week, and we're going to have great reporters on momentarily to break down what they know. I know there's questions about Tua that we have to get to, a lingering back injury and so forth, but it's all been about Tyreek Hill and Eli Apple. And we, of course, did the digging, and everybody out there sees what's going on. This is what happened after the AFC Championship game. Of course, I was there. The Bengals took down said Chiefs, and Eli tweeted after to McCole Hardman and Cheetah, DM me y'all number, and I'll hook y'all up with them Super Bowl tickets on me. This seems like something that Tyreek Hill would tweet out to Eli Apple. So I'm just going to start with that. But then we had Tyreek Hill, which this has been played too much. I can't believe we're playing it again on the show, but here it is.
Looking forward to the challenge. It's going to be fun, you know, and I can't wait to go against Eli Apple, man. I owe you, boy. I owe you. I'm here. The cheetah is here. Let's eat.
Intel.
Tyreek is this rare player that can say probably whatever he wants and back it up on the field. And that's likely what we'll see. And then you'd think Eli Apple would respond. He's clearly chirpy. They clearly have a nice rapport, if you would. And we like to, zone in and get excited and hyped about these cornerback wide receiver matchups. But in the bite that impressed me the most or got me intrigued in this, I don't take the bait usually on this because they don't really ever pan out. They never live up to the billing. It's all hype. It's like those like any pre-fight stuff. It's the stare downs, the weigh-ins, and then you get to the fight and you're like, oh, great, 12 rounds of Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, and it's like 12 rounds of, okay, this is okay, fine. It's so much better before it even happens. So what stuck out to me instead was this Tua bite from yesterday. Take a listen.
If Tyreek is matched up with him and we call a play for Tyreek and it's one-on-one, I'm giving Tyreek a shot. Just know that he is getting the ball.
I'm just going to let that sit in. I have never heard Tua like this. Okay, Tua, I see you. He didn't say it with an attitude. He didn't say it with glasses on saying, what was Tyreek's line there? I can't even remember it now. I'm coming for you? Is that what he said? I don't think that's what he said. I don't remember what he said anymore. And I've heard that bite literally a million times, and I don't remember what it was. But he's feeling himself, and I think that is Tyreek's effect almost entirely. And yes, Mike McDaniel deserves some credit for that. But that sort of bravado, that sort of confidence outwardly, I think Tua's always had it, but in front of the cameras like that, is a new shade of him. And we're hopefully going to see that continue. Not that what he was before wasn't working for him or that he's changed as a person, but that is Tyreek Hill, make no mistake, bringing that out in his quarterback and giving him the confidence to say, yeah, you can say that kind of stuff because we will back it up. Tyreek Hill can say that. He's backed it up. Tua hasn't so much. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And I will say, like these things, Brady Rodgers doesn't really live up to the bill like last week, right? We have all these things. Super Bowl 48, Broncos, Seahawks, #1 defense, #1 offense, so I'm not exactly thinking it's going to be Eli Apple, Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have his way in this game, as he usually does in every game. That's not exactly a bold take. And if Eli, shuts him out, more power to him. It's more about this game and the meaning for both sides, both fan bases, who are somehow, still trying to erase negativity that follows them, or people who don't believe them, or doubters, especially on the Bengals side. So let's welcome in now some reporters. I love reaching out to the people who are there in the locker rooms and hearing those sound bites. So we have Miami Dolphins reporter from NBC6 in Miami, Ruthie Polinsky. Were you there when Tyreek was saying that?
Okay, I don't know if you heard me in that moment, but when Tyreek comes out and he says, I'm coming for you, you hear someone go, whoop, that would be me.
That was you?
That was me. I'm sitting literally right next to him, and it really caught me off guard. I'm still obviously getting used to covering a player like Tyreek Hill. He is one of one. And when he makes those comments like that, I'm not exactly used to those things. This Dolphins team has been very, very tight-lipped. They avoid any sort of bulletin board material. And so to kind of hear Tyreek say that, and now he gets to put his money where his mouth is tonight.
It's very exciting. I would have done the same thing. I would have grabbed you and been like, oh, same thing. But do you sense a different side of Tua on camera? I know he's confident. I know he's poised. But that was a bit of a flex. That's something you have to say, and you're going to be held accountable for that on the field.
Yeah, you definitely feel very different Tua Tagovailoa this year. And it started in training camp. I think as soon as Mike McDaniel got hired, there was a Tua campaign. We believe in this guy. This is our guy. Mike McDaniel said, I'm coming here to make this our guy. And I think we've really just seen everyone on board, whether it be Mike McDaniel, whether it be Tyreek Hill, whether it be the defense, Xavier Howard coming out and saying, yeah, Tua's different this year. We believe in him. He's got the swag, and you've really seen it on the field so far through 3 games. And that, I think, is what's most exciting, I think, for the fan base and for Tua and for this team, is that confidence in putting all those words and hyping up your quarterback, that might actually work.
Great. And I love that. Tua, all I'm thinking, though, is he playing tonight? Like, is he 100%? What's the latest?
Yeah, I mean, I really had a gut feeling all week that he was going to play. Now there are reports coming out. Tua is expected to start tonight. Obviously, he's dealing with his back and an ankle, and we all kind of saw him take that hard hit that was a little questionable on Sunday. But I get the sense that he is starting tonight. How he looks, I think, is the bigger question to me. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, you got to have Teddy ready in this one, because if he comes out there and he's, it's more of a mobility and a pain sort of thing for this kind of injury. That's kind of what they were saying all week. It's just kind of how he feels and how he looks and how he moves, which is obviously very important when you play quarterback. So I think Tua starts tonight. I haven't heard that specifically, but that's kind of been the feeling that I've gotten all week. And now reports are kind of coming out this morning.
Ruthie, I want to get through 2 more questions with you quickly. Mike McDaniel, if you could sort of explain what is it about him that's allowed him to be so successful with this team and why guys are buying into him?
He's so quirky and he's so different and it's so fun, isn't it? I mean, he's like nothing we've ever seen before from a head coach. And obviously we heard when he got hired that he was brilliant and innovative and creative and a savant. And what we've seen is that, yeah, he is all those things, but he's also got this really cool swag about him, and he dresses really well and he walks into a room and like is really confident and he makes you laugh. And I think the players have just really been refreshed by it. And it's been something that has been really enjoyable to see. I think Mike McDaniel has just been a blast to cover, and we're seeing kind of how it's working and how he's really designed an offense that fits to his skill set.
I don't know if you coined this or you just told my producer this, but quirky swag was what I have in my notes here that you said. So quirky swag, is that you, Brian, or is that Ruthie? I think that's the way you need to go with that. Quirky swag for the win. Quickly, let's go just a breakdown for just tonight's game, which is hours from now, which is insane, and it's even week 4. The Dolphins defense, what they were able to do to the Bills, do you think that translates to how they can play the Bengals?
Yeah, I think obviously you are going to need to affect Joe Burrow tonight. I think that's kind of the biggest thing. And they were obviously able to get to Josh Allen despite him throwing for 400 yards last week. Their red zone defense was really the difference in the game last week. So I think that's going to be crucial tonight. But you have a very specific, special trio of wide receivers again in the Bengals that you need to shut down. And that makes me a little bit nervous. I think obviously you have Xavier Howard, who is one of the best in the game, if not the best in terms of, shutting down top wide receivers. But this group has 3. So I think that's going to be very different to see how that all plays out tonight. But the key to me is to affect the quarterback, get to Joe Burrow, and make him fight for it.
Your friend Taylor's in our control room. I know that you guys are work friends. You want us to send her a little message? Give her a shout out.
Hi, Taylor.
Taylor runs our social media, and it is a life force for our show. So she is an absolute MVP.
I love it.
Yeah, we love you, Ruthie Polinsky. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the game tonight, NBC6 in Miami. You could be 4-0. You haven't won the AFC East since 2008, I believe, and that was like Chad Pennington, my guy, at quarterback. So it's a fun time to be a Miami fan. And now let's welcome in senior writer covering the Cincinnati Bengals for The Athletic, Paul Dehner Jr. is with us. Did you think I'd bring a Chad Pennington reference? Look at me.
Wow. Did not expect that to open with Chad. I didn't bring my Chad Pennington notes with me, though. I'm very behind.
You didn't bring your white either. What's your story, buddy?
No, that's the whole city is already covered in white. I don't think I need to add anything else to it.
Oh, what do you not believe in happiness? Do you not believe in camaraderie, community,
I'm pro happiness.
teamship?
I'm pro happiness. I'm not trying to squash anyone else. If everyone can have all the fun, I don't have the white though.
A win was fun. They needed a win. They got a win. Did it change this team in the locker room?
Not really. I mean, the interesting thing about them, being 0-2 was, Joe Burrow broke out everything except for the Aaron Rodgers RELAX last week. I mean, it really was him basically saying, we've been there before. This feels the same. We feel fine. And really it was. They'd been through this. It was very similar to last year, except instead of making the field goal in overtime in week 1, Evan McPherson oddly misses 2 chip shots in the opener. Other than that, they had a clunker in week 2 against the Bears last year. They struggled to get the offense going early, and it took a big week in week 3 against the Steelers last year. And then Thursday night football in week 4, they came out and had a big comeback against the Jags, where Joe Burrow famously said, "You can't zero me." And they went from there.
Yeah.
And so I think they kind of feel like this has a lot of the same feel, and they were confident they were going to be able to get the ship going.
And they were. They scored 20 points in the first half last week after combining for 9 first-half points in the first 2 games combined. Woof. Let's talk about the offensive line. Woof is a good way to start that question, and you can give me an answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress right now. I think, we can talk all we want to about the sacks, and, everybody rolls the highlights of Burrow and the fetal tuck over and over again. And that's clearly a thing that needs to get figured out and fixed. But really a bigger part of this, they haven't been able to run the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball consistently, and it's put them in these 3rd and long situations, and where teams are teeing off and able to get those sacks on them. And here's the thing, teams are sitting back in these 2 deep safeties and daring them, saying, please run it.
Yeah.
You should be able to absolutely punish them. And they're not. And that's really a big part of the problem because they're having trouble throwing in all those deep coverages and not able to get the run to run them out of it. So here you sit. That's what they really need to fix, is getting that part of the offensive line going. And there's not much pressure on them to protect on 3rd and 9 over and over again.
You're not going to see that footage. We don't have footage on our show, so you're not going to see Burrow getting killed. You just made, we're trying to be optimistic about that. We're having some footage, like B-roll issues or whatever. So you just made me feel bad. Let everybody in the control room, let's rejoice. We can't show Joe Burrow getting hit over and over and over again. And I declare victory on that. I think that's a great point that you're making. In your most recent article over at The Athletic, we all read it, our whole control room did, and our whole team here. You talk about this Bengals defense and sort of the art of disguise, if you will. What test does Tua, assuming he's playing, and Ruthie is saying he's expected to, and the Dolphins offense, what do they pose for the Bengals defense?
Well, they pose a test of trying to catch up with their speed. Obviously, that's no secret, but I think the Bengals have always fought this, and they did in the AFC Championship game and, in Week 17 last year against Tyreek and the Chiefs. They feel like they have such a trust defensively amongst their entire group where they can combat it by keeping the quarterback off balance and not knowing where to go because they have so many pieces that have played together. Lou Anarumo's been the coordinator here for 4 years. Their entire defensive backfield all played together last season, multiple years in the same system, and they have found a way to really, from game to game, from series to series, from play to play, be able to morph into very different things. And that is included stopping teams with speed and making somebody like Patrick Mahomes look really confused trying to figure out what he's looking at last year. I think they hope to do the same types of things to Tua certainly tonight.
Paul, go put some white on.
I don't have a lot of
What's
it. It's after Labor Day.
What's it going to take?
I'm just trying to follow the rules, Kay.
What's it going to take? Like, is it going to be like, I'm going to have to, let's settle that. Like, do you want me to call you out on Twitter and then if people let you up?
You can call me out.
Like,
I don't think there's a number that could get me to.
So do you hate the Bengals? Is that what you're saying? Because I think what you're
trying. There's no hate. I'm just trying to stay down the middle, Kay.
Okay, but
my job is here.
By staying down
my
the
job
middle,
is here.
But there's no middle because it's like politics at this point. There's no right. There's no middle. There's no Switzerland here. By not wearing white, you're saying, Bengals, I hate you.
Why is it got to be hate or love?
That's what
Why
I heard.
can't it be? I'm just here to tell people what's happening.
That's the message you're sending me. I just want you to know, and I think it's the message that most Bengal fans who should send. Hey, Bengals fans, if you're wearing your white this morning, you're wearing that white fluffy robe, drinking your coffee out of your whiteout mug. You send me a tweet. You send me a picture at Up and Adams Show, and you get after Paul for Paul Dehner deserves some venom for this hostility, this blasphemy.
No hostility.
Towards the Bengals.
I love everyone.
You're the best.
I love everyone.
Senior Red, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining us, playing it down the middle, being objective. They've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to say must-win game. Huge game for this team. Paul Dehner with The Athletic. Paul Dehner Jr., I should say, appropriately. We've got more coming up after this. Do not go anywhere. How we're sleeping tonight. This was last night. Bengals excited about the action. Dolphins, Bengals. But that's not the only game, so I don't know why we're only talking about this one. Hey, you up? I know there's a heavy connotation to that. It's nothing to do with this. This is fantasy football. We love value, so this is what we do. This is Jared Goff. This is what I want to tell you. You need to plop him into your daily fantasy lineup or to your roster if you're dealing with injuries, and of course you are. You don't have Dak anymore. Is Tua going tonight? Maybe not. Get Goff now. DeAndre Swift is out this week, but Goff is going to have a big chance to have a big day against the Seahawks defense. They're giving up 17.5 fantasy points a game to quarterbacks. Up next, let's go with Rashad Penny. In that same game, take a look at this guy. He went off last game against the Lions last season. He had 185 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. I know lots have changed, but the Lions are giving up the most fantasy points per game to the running back position this season, and they have the 6th worst rush defense. Do not sleep on Rashad Penny. man, I would love for him to be like a top 5 running back one of these years. We always pump him up and it never works out. All right, Olave, you know how I feel about him. You know I love him. Mark Ingram's trying to come on the show. Mark Ingram hypes him up. He says he's great. Watch out for him in London this week. Most targets of 20-plus air yards of any players in the league this season. That's right, Kay Adams just said air yards. I've never done it before, but there's a first time for everything. The rookie's been targeted 13 times in each of the last 2 games. That's great volume. Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, they're dealing with injuries. The OGs are. So Olave, the youngster, will continue to thrive, and Jameis Winston needs him, though Jameis Winston has a back injury, and that's the first thing I'm asking Mark Ingram. Stay tuned for that. Josh Palmer is next here. Keenan Allen likely returning this week. A lone, I don't want to call it a bright spot, like a glimmer of hope, like a little speck of light in that Chargers locker room. But I like Palmer. He leads the Chargers wide receivers in targets and catches this season. He's going up against the Texans. They've allowed a top 16 fantasy wide receiver in 2 of 3 games this season. Palmer's got at least 13 fantasy points back-to-back, so me thinky, that trendy, continuey this weeky. All right, Greg Dortch is my last one. I just like seeing the name. Greg Dortch, we like it. D-Hop's still out, and he is, of course, the first 6. I'm a big fan. He's coming off a game where he had 9 catches for 80 yards. He's getting better, trending upwards every game this season. He was on the field for over 80% of Cardinals' offensive snaps last week. Kyler's throwing the ball 47 times per game this season. A.J. Green, banged up. So we like, and Rondale Moore, banged up. So we like this. Greg Dortch is my last sleeper. We don't have a review board, so I will tell you again, Greg Dortch, Josh Palmer, Chris Olave, Rashad Penny, and Jared Goff are some sleepers. Daily fantasy lineups, go to FanDuel, get those done. And I'll do a better job on my touch. I tried to call 3 guys that were going to have a touchdown last week on Sunday. I just woke up and I said, yeah, let's just see. 0 for 3. T. Higgins robbed in the first half of action last week. So maybe he comes to fruition tonight. Who knows? But I'll try to do better on that. But those are some sleepers I feel pretty confident in because 3 weeks, you have information. You're building your case with these defenses and what they're giving up to guys, and especially in the run game into tight end. So I feel good about these choices. Get it going. Weddle probably agrees with me, but he doesn't care about fantasy. He cares about grit. This guy cares about show me the grittiest place you can make. Oh, there was traffic on the way to get the kids. Oh!
Turning it up, hey, we'll fight at a time. It's never enough. I ain't need that with a shine. I'm all in my zone. I'm all in control. I'm whipping the sauce. No matter the cost, I'm bringing it home. Turning it up, turn 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 up, turning it up.
Here he is, joining us as he does every Thursday because we're just the luckiest new TV show in the world. It's Eric Weddle, safety for 13 seasons, Chargers, Ravens, Rams, 2-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, best beard in the biz. Mr. Weddle, how are you?
Excellent, Kay. Great to be back. Another week, another awesome plays,
Yeah.
great defensive efforts, and
Listen,
man, football.
How happy are you?
best.
The story of the whole dang season's defense. It's all low scoring. I'm not that happy, but you must love it.
It's great ball. It's literally good on good. And as a defensive guy, you never want to see these 40, 50-point games. You want to see good back and forth football, make these coaches on the offense side be challenged and make them work for it. And it's good to see. Football enthusiasts like what they're seeing right now.
Woohoo! I love a low scoring. Yeah, Packers, Bucks. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see Brady Chiefs be a low scoring Bucks #1 defense performance. Woo! I'm kidding. It is amazing. We love having you on the show. This is so fun. And we also love that we rave about you when people match our vibes and they say you are the best thing ever. So we had Andrew Whitworth on the show from Cincinnati ahead of Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We told you about the Dream Golf foursome, and you picked him, and here's what he had to say.
That's my dog. I mean, he's an unbelievable guy, man. We have some great stories together. You know, our dinner clubs last couple of years with the Rams has been a lot of fun. You know, it's a little deal, okay, it's the inside things of the league, right?
And that is so Orange Theory.
Yeah, so we started a little dinner club. It's his big deal, and we go once a week. We all go out to eat with the guys and kind of pick little spots around town.
Take me inside dinner club, Eric.
It's a secret society, really. You have to, by the chairman and the the president of the dinner club, you have to be invited in. And if you get invited and you don't show up, you're excluded and never invited back.
How many people?
We had my last year, the Ravens, even when we went back to playoffs, probably 12 to 15 guys.
Strangest person to show up one time?
Strangest, I mean, they're all teammates. So
Okay.
it's
all players.
Yeah, all players, only players. And, it's something we started back in the day of just that togetherness, getting away from football. And when you build those relationships outside of the building, something special happens.
Who's picking the restaurant?
The last year, probably Big Wit, whether it was at his house, we'd all chip in and cater. He'd have a great chef come in. Yeah, I mean, Big Wit's the elder statesman. Like, he's like the big brother I never had, and someone that you could always lean on and talk to and have conversations both on the field and off the field. And that's important for a lot of guys, to have someone there to be able to listen. And the seasons are long, and the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the dealing with everything that you have to deal with outside of the game. And Big Wit's one of the true guys that you can open up to, and he's always got your back. And he's literally like, when I say a guy that I'd do anything for him and his family, like if he called me right now and said, "Hey, I need you to take care of my kids," I'd be up there in 3.5 hours.
Okay, I love this friendship. So next week I'm aiming to have you both on at the same time, and I'm just gonna.
Oh, let's be great.
I'll be off
in.
the camera, and I want just you two because you guys have such affection for each other. It's really beautiful, and that means you guys split the bills 50-50 too, because there's no resentment on either side, right? The dinner club,
of course not.
Split it. That's
we rotate and take care of the young guys. Yeah. Like,
wow.
It's something to like give the young guys and show them how it's done. We played a long time and understand what it takes and try to give back to the young guys. That's what it's all about, to create a culture and a standard that lives on well-pastured playing days.
We love it. All right, we want to talk about some games, but we do not want to miss. Well, first we're going to get to what we're here for. And what we're here for is the grit list. Do you have any good contenders today? Let's go. We
got some good plays.
Okay.
Here we go.
These are nominations.
The nominations to try to take the top spots for the 3 last week. We got that's our 3 from last week. We will have some newcomers.
Okay, these is Derwin James, DeAndre Swift, Kyle Hamilton's forced fumbles. Now somebody's got to replace this. Who you got for week 3 action?
Okay, we got Jordan. I'm not going to butcher his name. Left tackle. Yeah, there we go. Left tackle. Oh, we missed the clip already. Look at this. We got a little corner coming in here thinking he's going to blitz off the edge and the tackle doesn't see him. And he literally almost takes his head off and then just trounces him on the ground. This is typical big boy football that, as us little guys, need to understand. If you're not going to make a move and try to dip and rip or juke, you're going to get pummeled. And I love the play at the end, just laying on them and just letting them know who's dominant here. This is my field. And the Eagles sure showed it last week.
All right, next we got Kyle Juszczyk.
Juice, look at this athletic tiptoe on the sideline. Like, is he a receiver? Is he a tight end? Is he a fullback? He can do it all.
Weapon.
Just a guy that's done it for so long, guy that I respect. I was with the Ravens with him, works his tail off. And this is not an easy play. So to look at the level of difficulty, the timing of the game, it was a huge play for the Niners. They didn't end up capitalizing, but he sure gave his team a chance in the most pivotal time and made a big play for him.
He's got lots of grit. And another Polish last name. Go ahead, pronounce that for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to even try. We call him Benny Sko. And, man, talk about a guy that, look at this. This is grit to a T. I mean, giving it all you got for your team. They're saying, hey, guys, we're coming in Tuesday, Wednesday meeting. We're saying, all right, Benny, this is what we got. We want you to get into a crack alignment, and we want you to take J.J. Watt out. And Benny's probably thinking, are you sure this is what we want to do? And what does he do? He goes in there, executes the call, gives Matty Stafford some time, then gets the ball to the flat and tries to truck somebody. So guy that more you can do, the more valuable you are. He plays all special teams, he plays tight end, fullback, receiver. One of the true grittiest players in the league, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
All right, so those are the nominations for the grit list, and it's Ben Skowronek in Polish, and it means no, I'm not Eric. Eric, this isn't a joke. Eric,
No, I know. I 100%
speak Polish.
I believe with you.
Skowronek means lark, like a bird. It means a bird in Polish.
Oh, really?
So it's a little fun fact for you to share with
Learn
the moms.
something new every day
With
if
the
you're
moms in the aisles of, Costco later today when you're picking up words like Sunny D. Okay, so this is the list, the new list. Okay, so
Yes.
so tell me what this is.
So Derwin James is still. He's still number one. That play is going to be hard to top, but we'll see each week. We're going to look at him. We're going to get recommendations from the people outside. And I think Sko's chip block and catch just shows how gritty he is and what he's asked to do week in and week out. And then Jordan's make sure everyone realizing when you're blitzing off the edge, you're going to get destroyed and you may not have your face afterwards.
Okay. That took a turn. Okay, that took a turn for a Halloween movie. So those are the grittiest plays. So we get this clear. Eric Weddle's 3 grittiest plays of the season so far. We didn't do the first 2 weeks, but those are the 3 grittiest plays, and now it's going to carry over. So wherever and whenever you see grit out there on the football field, the sidelines, maybe the stands, I don't like to see that kind of stuff though, or in the tailgating parking lots before or after, you send it to us. And this man will be the judge, executioner, and possible face remover of these plays.
Hey, there's an old saying, you got to stick your face in the fan. And that means you better not be scared that guard tackle run around the corner. You better stick your face in the fan and create a pile. So, that's what you got to do.
Weddle, who you got tonight? Quickly before we let you go.
I got the Bengals at home Thursday night. It's a big advantage, obviously, for the 2 teams playing. I think there's probably not a better quartet of skill players with the Bengals. With Higgins, Boyd, and the number 1 guy, drawing a blank. And then you got Mixon. You got Mixon running the ball, and obviously Burrow is a complete stud. So Miami is really hot right now. They're playing really good football. I'm just not sure over the course of the season, are they going to be one of the top teams? It's still a little bit of the unknown, but they're playing good football. No denying that. But I got the Bengals at home, and I think that win last week, they just got to stop turning the ball over. The defense is going to play great. Don't turn the ball over. You got enough players on the offense side to score enough points.
Dolphins fans are screaming, hey, Weddle, we beat the Patriots, Ravens, and Bills, bro. We beat the Patriots, Ravens, and Bills. We'll see if they go 4-0.
Yeah.
Weddle, we love you. We got Mark Ingram in London coming up next. Andrew Whitworth, we got to get him on at some point with them. They're so adorable together. I love them. We didn't even get to see what he was doing in the car line, but here's Mark Ingram joining us from London. I heard you have a heart out, Ingram. That's not happening. Who do you think you are? Come on. Ingram! After the break. Welcome back to Up and Adams. This is a Victoria line train to 7 sisters. I literally don't know what that means, but I'm excited for all of it. Next up, NFL London games. Oh, I know what that means. Saints and Vikings going at it. And we welcome in Mark Ingram, who's in London hanging out with us. Ingram, how are you?
I'm great, Kay. How you doing?
Good. This is your second trip there. I believe you were there a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, ma'am. 2017.
Did you guys do anything cool this week so far?
Yeah, we went to a soccer game on Monday, England versus Germany.
Did you buy a team?
No, I ain't buy no team, but hey, anything's on the table. Just got to go with a good opportunity and the right partnership,
Yeah, you already own a team, of course. That's why I'm making that joke. I think it's
DC United, baby.
DC United.
DCU.
I think I'm going to need some gear. You didn't send me the Big Trust sweatshirt, so I'm just going to hold my breath.
Since the last time we did this, I've been on the road. So just let me get back to the States and I'm going to get you a package sent out.
It's true. Now, you said soccer. I think it's called football over there.
Yeah, football. It's football to the rest of the world.
You're saying you're traveling a lot. Let me tell you, Mark, when I'm traveling a lot, and sometimes I'm on a long flight, my back starts to hurt, it starts to not feel good. Do you think anybody on your flight had that issue? Maybe your quarterback?
Oh, it's highly possible. I mean, we played a game and got straight on a plane, and those big guys, I kind of fit good in the, we had the seats to lay down, so I kind of fit perfect in those. But, some of them big dogs, I don't know if they fit right. So I think we might have had a couple, chiropractic adjustments when we landed.
Couple of these, couple of those. Yeah. What's going? Jameis wasn't at practice. What's going on?
Man, we just got to get my guy healthy. Got to make sure his body's feeling good because we know when he's healthy, he plays really well. So I think that's something that the team had to decide and that he had to decide, and I think that was the best thing, just making sure that he's getting his body healthy and ready to roll.
I love it. And you play really well over there in London. That time you were there in 2017, 20-0 up against the Dolphins. Like you're
Yes,
good
ma'am.
in international waters. I love that. So we're going to play a little game here. I'm going to give you some phrases that I actually don't know the meaning of, so I don't expect you to. But even if you don't know what it means, I want you to guess. I'm going to have you read it and then tell me what you think it means. These are British phrases.
What's that?
A load of tosh.
A load of tosh?
Yeah, it's on the screen too.
Tosh?
Oh,
like a load of crap, probably, like something like that. I don't know.
it is. It's used to describe something that's not very good. Like I would say, like, oh yeah, like that. The Vikings' performance this Sunday is a load of tosh.
Hey, hopefully that is a true fact. We're speaking into existence.
How about this one? It's
Chin wag. Oh my goodness. Chin wag? Is that like some, I don't know, like just some like peach fuzz on your chin or something? I don't know. Like you can't grow a full beard or something? I don't know.
who on your team can't grow a full beard? The chin wag means to have a long chat. Like you and I, because you have a meeting in 2 minutes with Dennis Allen, we cannot have a chin wag.
Yeah, we can't have too much of a chin wag. I apologize for that. We'll say that for another day.
No, I love it. All right, this one, in Brian's brilliant handwriting.
Faff around.
Yeah, what is that?
Like, we just fooling around. We out here messing around.
You could use that, I think, if that's... we out here faffing
Faff
around. That's good. But it's if you're faffing around...
Let's go faff around, bro.
If you're faffing around, you look busy, but you're achieving very little.
Let's go faff around in it.
Let's go faff around in it. I love it. And last but not least, I don't know what this one is either.
Pip, pip. Pip, pip. A pip, pip? Like, I don't know. Like, tat for tat. I don't know. Pip, pip. I don't know. Like,
what do you think this could mean? I'm lost.
Pip,
it means an old-fashioned way of saying goodbye.
Pip, pip.
Pip, pip, but don't go anywhere. Wait. You're not
Pip,
going
pip.
anywhere because we still got a couple minutes with you before Dennis Allen starts calling me. Last week, your hype speech that you gave for Aaron Jones, we loved it. The world loved it. He loved it. He loved it so much that he was confused. I said, I'm sending you a podium to your house so you could do more hype speeches. And he thought your hype speech was so good, Mark, he thought we were sending him a podium.
Hey, that's my guy, though. That's my dog. I'm just glad he acknowledged just on the show. You know what I mean?
We have to get him on. So we have a couple of options for you, the British edition. So I need you to, you're about to walk into this team meeting. You're about to take down the Vikings. You already know. James Bond or Sherlock Holmes. Pick one and give a little love to him.
James Bond, 007, GoldenEye himself. Just got to keep holding it down, man. I think you got to take it to a new level. They might need a new James Bond, and yours truly, should be able to suffice and hold down, the call for the James Bond, the 007, the GoldenEye, the man, the myth, in the flesh himself. We're going to faff around. We're going to pip. It's all love in it. You feel me?
You're going to have a chin wag.
We're going to have a chin wag, and after the chin wag, I'm going to tell you pip. And then after I pip, I'm going to go faff around in it, bro.
Faff around in it, bro. Shaken or stirred, Mark?
Shaken or stirred?
Yeah. Never mind.
Neither.
It's a James Bond thing. Have you ever seen a James Bond movie? I never have. Have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I've seen like two of them, three of them.
So you need to be that guy. You need to be faffing around in it, bro, as James Bond. You could do it.
There's some good lads out there, but I don't think they could do it like me.
You're the best. We love you. We love you for making the time for us. And just good luck to the Saints. Keep doing your thing. Tell Jameis to feel better and, Stop faffing around. There's no point in faffing around.
Yeah. Hey, we got to make sure my dog stops chin wagging, you know, and get some treatment. You know what I mean?
Mark, we'll talk to you next week. You're the best.
All right, love you.
Love you. Bye. I don't even know what this show is anymore. You want to know what the show is? A load of Tosh. Dolphins Bengals tonight on Amazon Prime Video. Andrew Whitworth was nice enough to join us earlier this week, of course, from there on location. Eric Weddle was on our show today. Got to get those two on together. Big thanks to Mark Ingram, who's always playful, didn't talk to him, didn't know he was coming on. Woke up this morning and was like, oh, yeah, maybe I can squeeze you in between some meetings out there in London ahead of the Saints matchup against the Vikings. He did say Jameis, you know, he's obviously just not saying anything about Jameis Winston and that back injury, but they are hoping he's okay. Much not talked about for a while, like how do you have fractures in your back, and then of course wasn't at practice. I don't believe Michael Thomas was at practice earlier today either over there across the pond in London ahead of that matchup in the NFC. So we'll keep you guys updated on all of that. You just saw that preview video, that hype video from the Bengals, and here it is, the white-out helmet. A little birdie or a little tiger, like a little cub, did tell me that there's a little cub brought me a FedEx tracking number. And I believe I'm getting one of those helmets. And I don't know if that's a good omen. If they lose this game tonight, do I still put the helmet back here? I don't know, but I guess we're just staying on this Bengals helmet. That's what we're doing. Okay, great. Boomer was on our show yesterday, and I wanted him to get everybody his thoughts on what's going to happen on the field in Cincinnati tonight.
Last week, as they were heading into the Jet game, he pulled a page out of the playbook of Aaron Rodgers and said, everybody just relax. We're going to be fine. You know, that's the kind of confident leader he is. And I think he is going to be fine. I think he's going to have a huge game against the Dolphins on Thursday night.
He thinks they're going to take care of business. I also asked him, he picked them to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. He said that they still would. I gave him a little mulligan. I said, you can switch this out right here, right now, sir. You can not pick them to run the AFC and take it back again. If they are 1-3, no bueno. So hopefully they get their win today and tonight, hours from now. On the Dolphins side of things, I mean, Darius Butler. Do we have that sound at all? There it is. Oh, no, we don't. Here it is, Miami Dolphins under the lights on Thursday night football, of course. Do we have the Darius sound, Conrad? Okay, great. Let's hear what he had to say earlier this week. I think I have a feeling you're going to pick the Dolphins. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I can't even believe we're disrespected. I think we're underdogs, 3.5-point dogs on the road the last time I checked. Easy Dolphins pick. Come on, what are we doing here?
Conrad, am I picking this game? Do you think I am?
You're
clearly not. There's not a chance. I can't. And I'm wearing white to support because I'm not I don't hate anyone like Paul Dehner does. Like, I'm absolutely not doing that. I want that helmet, that beautiful helmet here. I'm rooting for the Bengals. To me, it's what's the better story? What's more meaningful? If the Bengals lose, I'm really worried about them. So I think I'm rooting for them a little bit more because they need it a little bit more. Dolphins lose this one. They're still tough in the AFC. They're still respected. They just took care of the Bills. But it is a nice story if they go 4-0. So I don't know if I love that as much. Richard, what are you saying in my ear? You know, just so everybody knows, just so everybody out there knows, Mark Ingram was not expected to join our program today. So it sort of threw a wrench in everything. So now they're screaming at me, we've got a tweet! That's what happens on television when you're tap dancing. So here we go. Jan is saying who's going to turn into a Fins Up fan after tonight. I am a Dolphins fan, and that's why I refuse to pick the game. It doesn't even come down to the offensive line. Can can Eli Apple have his stuff together? You guys, I cannot actually talk when everyone's in my ear talking about that on the show. So I think everyone out there is like, why is she not actually speaking English? It's because I can't speak. I just can't do it. So here's what we'll do now. We're going to play a game that we play each and every week, and now is a perfect time to do it as we welcome in Conrad Company, who hopefully is ready to come on the screen with me.
I am.
Thank God.
A little bit of got that dog in him, Kay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, you can tell by my new background, Kay. You know my personal life. I've been in the
Yes.
doghouse the past
You
couple
are
weeks.
in the doghouse. Hey, listen, I apparently am getting some furniture. I saw it yesterday, didn't love it, but we're trying to work on it. So let's, we can always come stay at my house. I told you, doors are always open.
Door is always open.
Yeah.
You know what? Ken Dorsey is the first dog of this week, Kay.
Wow.
We all saw Ken Dorsey last week. Ken Dorsey is known for being a chill guy, you know. He's a great offensive mind. But you know what? Normally he is like this, but he is off the leash last week when they lost to the Dolphins. Fourth quarter, game ended. Josh Allen couldn't clock the ball, and this is what happened with Ken Dorsey. He went off, just like when you leave a dog home a little bit too long, Kay, he tore up the coach's box. He tore it up, and you know what? It's confirmed. Look at this. Look at the size of the dog in Ken Dorsey right now.
Why?
Why does he got that dog in him?
Because
Look at
he
him.
got that dog in him.
Yeah, because he's fired up. He got that dog in him.
Okay, you don't
Kay.
have to. Okay, let's move on. What's
Next one we got, CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, let's talk about this. So the lamb is a dog. We have a lot of animal things going on today. I talked to him about it. Huge fourth down of the game-winning drive before making one of the best catches of the season. One-handed, lefty. You got CeeDee'd is what this was, and it was such a beautiful grab. And he, in fact, Conrad,
got that dog in him, Kay.
He does. Did you guys pick different dogs for each one of these
Of course. Look at the Dalmatian with the one-handed
I'm glad
catch.
that's where we're spending our time. We're allocating time to finding different breeds of dogs to put in the x-rays of a trend that is probably on the way out. Is this trend over yet?
It's not over yet because we're still doing it.
Okay, I understand that, but is it jump the shark? Are we?
No, Kay.
Where is this trend in the lifespan? Come on, just be honest with me.
The lifespan is as long as you want to take it. You know why, Kay? Because there's always going to be guys that got that dog in them, no matter what week it is.
Yeah, but we want to be
have...
on trend. I don't know if you know this, but this week, I was pretty big on Twitter.
Yeah, I would say so. You are pretty big on Twitter. You know who else is pretty big?
Did I not have a got that dog in him Twitter? My tweet got that dog in him.
You did. I wish we could show it, but you definitely. Kay Adams, I wish I had an X-ray of you because you definitely got the dog in it. But last but not least, Vita Vea. Vita Vea, big dog. Big dog, 355 pounds of dog. Former Washington Husky. He had that dog in it before he got to the league, Kay. Vita Vea dropped in coverage, and you know what? He put one on Aaron Jones.
He put one on him.
This game could have been over before halftime, but Vita Vea told the world, nah, I'm going to take this game forward. And you know what? Dropping back, look at that. Look at the cute Husky, Kay. Washington Husky.
Well, that's adorable.
Yeah, is it not? Look at Vita Vea. I feel like you guys talked about Whitworth the other day being huggable. How would you not want to hug Vita Vea with a Husky in his chest?
I don't know, maybe because on top of his head is Vita Vea's face.
Well, you know what, Kay? Regardless.
You see that Husky and then you look up and it's Vita Vea, destroyer of all men?
I mean, he got that dog in him, though. Ain't that right?
Wait, did you pick your own doghouse to put back there?
No, I didn't. That was actually the staff. The staff just put me in the doghouse. That's how it works.
Look at you smiling. Listen, I told you, I almost Postmated you some Twizzlers and Ben & Jerry's. What did I say? What movie did I say I'd watch with you?
What was it? What was it?
I'm a bird, you're a bird.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it now.
I'm a bird, you're a bird. The Notebook.
In The Notebook, you're right. I know.